So, hi, Erica. Welcome
Good morning,
home.
Dave. Well, thank you. Yeah, fantastic to finally be back home. But I have to ask, what kind of holidays going on right now?
Oh, you mean my mask?
Hmm.
Well, I started decorating for Halloween, and we're going on the Virgin French Days and Ibiza Nights trip leaving Sunday. So I had
Hmm.
this out. But you know what? Since you just came home from your fam trip, I thought it would be fun to lift the mystery away of what makes our mastering group sales workshop so
Hmm.
different than a fam. So tell us all about where you just were and what you just did and
Yeah.
why you're so excited that what we're doing is different.
Exactly. Yeah, so I just came back from Svalbard and Norway. I was sailing with Hurtigruten, their classic product, which is something that I hadn't ever experienced before. And so, we all have very limited educational budgets in our business, but I thought this one was worth investing in because I had never been to the destination and I had never experienced the product. And
And nice,
so,
did you see a polar bear?
yes, of course, we got to see a
Oh,
polar bear, which we didn't realize was such a unicorn experience, but we did get to see a polar bear and a walrus. So, yes. And that's why I'm wearing my nice Norwegian sweater this morning.
I love it. I love it. What a great way to bring home your destination. Well, so
Mhm.
tell us about this fam and, well, actually, what we were talking about earlier, like now you have a ton of work.
Yeah. So, the purpose of this fam for us, as I mentioned before, destination and product. And about halfway through the voyage, I realized this was something that I definitely enjoyed, and I know I've got clients that are going to enjoy. So I quickly started working with the BDM on board to get some group space for next year, pick out some dates, even got a contract signed by the end. We, of
Oh,
course,
good.
gathered lots and lots of content throughout the cruise, but now I'm home and I've been gone for 2 weeks. So, of course, I'm playing catch up with all of my regular work and new travel requests. And of course, now trying to pull together all of those elements that I know we need to have in place before we can actually launch our group. So, we're hoping throughout this coming weekend to be able to check all of the activities off the list, get everything in place so that we can send out our emails and start our marketing, hopefully by the end of the weekend, and if not by first thing Monday morning. But in typical fam form, right? I just didn't get everything done that I needed to get done to essentially have it in place before I
Yeah.
came home.
And I mean, you have your intentions list is a mile long. And I
It
thought
is.
one of the things that we were talking about earlier on our weekly group call with our Oasis agent family
Mhm.
is that, when you're opening a group, you only have a certain small window in which to get out the information to your clients and so that they can take advantage of the wonderful pricing advantage you've got. And
Mhm.
you're going to lose time on that because you have to set up the marketing, you have to set up the booking page, you have to go in and create the marketing, you've got to do all of these things that's going to take you quite a bit of time. But thankfully, you know how to do that.
Yep.
So, you knowing what we're going to do on our mastering groups workshop, tell me from your perspective, what makes our workshop so different than this fam trip you were just on?
Yeah, and I think it's the purpose, right? The purpose of our workshop is, you know, all of the waking moments, all of the workshops, it's going to be about, really getting everything in place so that you actually have a functioning marketing group. And we're using the destinations that we're visiting, we're using the ship that we're on, we're using that as the example in the work that we're going to be doing. But essentially we're kind of cutting out the whole, right? We're not testing the product because we know we like river cruising. We're not testing the destinations because we like the idea of, all of the places that our river cruises get to sail to. So we're going to get right down to business from the moment we get on board so that everything is in place. You're not making, decisions halfway through on, oh, which picking dates of sailings and looking at pricing. We've done all that ahead of time so that when you step on board, we're going to get working right away and you're going to have that group in place so that while you're on the ship, you can be talking to your audience marketing to your audience, answering questions for them while you're in destination versus when you're back at home with, the the green wallpaper background.
Right. And I mean, thing is, you already know how to use Canva to go in. You have templates already where you can go in and change the text and add your pictures. You
Yeah.
already know how to create a Canva web page to share the information to your clients. You already know how to, create an event on your Facebook page and to set up the Facebook ads and to you already have templates in place to create invitations to send out.
Mhm.
That's all stuff we're going to do in our workshop because there's a lot of people out there, they don't know exactly how to do all that stuff, or they don't have it all together in a step-by-step process so
Mhm.
that from the inception of a group to getting it online and marketing within just a couple of days.
Exactly.
And I followed your trip and you were having fun and doing stuff, but I kept remembering our earlier conversations when we were on trips like this or at conferences. We're like, okay, this is fun, but I'm not actually doing anything that creates my, the groundwork of my business for this next group. I'm gonna have to go home and do it all on my own.
Yeah. Or like I was doing, I was keeping track of people that replied or put, nice comments on my pictures or, oh, I want to do this someday. So now I've got this list of people that made comments versus if I actually had everything in place and had the group picked out ahead of time and
Yeah.
was, had it live, I could be directing people to that page and essentially taking deposits while I was still on the cruise.
Exactly. And that's
Mhm.
such a good point too. There's so many strategies that we're going to talk about within the workshop.
Yeah.
It's besides the teaching people how to use the products and setting it up for their groups. There's a lot of strategies like how to maximize comments on Facebook page and um, build that future interest and turn it into an actual booking that sometimes people don't think about. And we're going to be talking about that in our nightly kind of fireside chats in the lounge.
Yeah.
Another thing, have you noticed in our Facebook group where we've already sold out about 40% of the spots in just a short amount of time, and people are coming into our media training Facebook group and they're starting to upload their videos. One of the things I noticed is that as agents are introducing themselves and talking about different topics, they're sharing some of their own ideas, which I find super. And I've been making a list of things that people say that we can talk about in our fireside chats at night,
Yeah.
uh, to help everybody expand their group business.
Exactly. Well, and not just expand their group business, but make just their general travel processes quicker and smoother so that
For
you can
sure.
have essentially more space in your day to handle more volume as your group sales pick up.
That is also another good point. I've talked
Mhm.
with some of our students have signed up, and they even said, we're very busy with our FIT business, and what we're hoping to get out of the workshop is how to streamline our group processes, how to learn, like for example, Travel Joy. We've not talked too much yet about Travel Joy. I know that in our circle, a lot of our agents use it. I use it because of their incredible group management CRM system
And all of
and
that
all the
automation.
task list. Yes, exactly. So I was talking with some of our students already, and they cannot wait to see how I've set up my task list with automated emails and processes and forms that save time for them to actually manage people as they're signing up for the groups. So that's another great thing that I'm excited about with
Yeah,
the workshop. And
absolutely.
I loved watching you on your fam trip, and it looked like a lot of fun, but I also know how much work was piling up for you in your office while you were gone. And I kept thinking to myself, this is yet again, FAMs are great, but FAMs, all they do is highlight, it's like an advertisement for the cruise line and for the place. It
Mhm.
doesn't actually build your business. It gives you some knowledge that you can share, which is
And there's
very
and there
important.
and they're definitely a worthwhile experience
for
because it
sure.
is hard, you know, if especially if you've never taken a river cruise or an expedition cruise or you've never been to Antarctica, it's hard to really bring it to life if all you've done is seen videos and sat through some webinars. So FAMs absolutely have their place, but if you're really looking to grow your business in a meaningful way, that's why our workshop is so different.
Well, and I think it's because we've combined the idea of being on the ship and seeing the places with using that time constructively to do proactive things to build your skill set while you're in the environment. And I
Exactly.
think it's interesting. I was looking at a list of FAM trips coming up. There's a big event going on in Vienna next spring. And I was looking at a lot of the FAM trips that were listed, and they look fun. They look nice. And, there's some great opportunities to come and see a different product. But as I looked at the list, the thing that struck me is that while there's great experiences on board, there's very little skill building and nothing that really helps people to do constructive things that will help them sell that product later. And that's why I love the niche that we're creating here. It's not any, again, we're not knocking fam trips at all. We
No, we're
love them,
not. Hmm.
but we recognize that with finite time and finite resources, our opportunity really multiplies that in the participation and what people actually will take away from it
Hmm.
in increased knowledge and abilities and a real fam. I mean, a real group. I'm so excited that before people arrive at our workshop,
Hmm.
we will already have gone through that webinar with them to help
Exactly.
them pick a group that they want to promote, but that
Hmm.
they'll be using in the workshop. So they'll be
Yeah.
creating the marketing for the group they want to promote. They'll be creating reels and Facebook ads for the group they want to promote, so that
Hmm.
while they're learning skills, they're also building their business. So it's really exciting.
Hmm.
And I love the sweaters. I loved your polar bear pictures. We were sitting here looking at them here and thinking, oh my gosh. Well, we were just in Svalbard and all we saw was the "don't go beyond this point without a shotgun because of polar bears" sign. So that
Hmm.
you got to see polar bears, we were thrilled for you.
Yes, absolutely. It was a great trip, but really looking forward to our trip coming up and our workshop because yeah, it's always nice to leave a trip knowing that you've got everything in place and that you don't have that to-do list to come home to.
Well, speaking of your to-do list, I
Mhm.
know that you created a great Hurtigruten group while on board. You got some great pricing and you're excited to get that out to your clients and open
Mhm.
the group and invite them to participate. So I won't keep you much longer. Let's just invite everybody to come sail, learn, and do with us March
Yes.
7th through the 12th, 2025. We're going to be round trip from Vienna. It's a
Yep.
very special sailing of the Amadeus Nova.
Mhm.
Beautiful new ship, so you'll get to enjoy the Amadeus experience as far as the beauty of the ship and the service, the incredible food.
Mhm.
And we'll
Yep.
be holding our workshops there on board. And
Exactly. We'll have the whole leadership team from Amadeus on board to help us with any questions or content that we need that we're not able to capture.
exactly. We'll have Travify is doing some presenting for us, talking
Yes.
about their wonderful product. We're going
Mhm.
to talk everyone through Travel Joy. We're going to talk everyone through Canva.
Mhm.
And so
Facebook
for more
ads.
information,
Mhm.
everyone can head over to rivercruisekingacademy.com, or you can send us a message, Dave at dnatours.com,
Mhm.
or Erica.
At Erica at journeywitherica.com.
Super. We're happy to answer any and all questions. And yeah, we have great students already chomping at the bits to get going. So
I
we
know,
invite
super
you.
excited.
Yeah, we're excited. All right, we'll say hi to Chris and you have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Love like we never grew.